All right, we moved our Facets of FS segment a little bit, but while we're in Kansas City, the folks at Growmark are here too as part of Trade Talk, which is all kinds of interviews with different organizations and companies, and Growmark is here. Dr. Howard Brown is with Growmark, and the title's too long. My attention span isn't good enough. Tell it to me again, please.
It's a Director of Nutrient Management and Environmental Stewardship.
We're going to talk about Mom. Her birthday is Thursday, thank you for asking, but that's probably not the Mom you wanted to talk about.
Well, now, if you remember Mom in a loving, selfless, nurturing way, you bet. It's the same kind of approach, but the Mom I want you to remember stands for minimize environmental impact by optimizing harvest yields and maximizing input utilization, and that's the way we like people to view agriculture.
Mm-hmm. Tell us, too, just about, there's so much talk in so many groups, how you work collaboratively with organizations about, I think about fertilizer and chemical, for example, talking about keep it for the crop. Just how everyone works in collaboration and hopefully not competition in making sure the resources are kept safe.
Well, when it comes to looking at ownership of nutrient management, specifically in Illinois, we all have to work together collectively. And we can utilize tools that get us to that end result, but still differentiate ourselves. Such of those tools would be managing nitrogen as a system rather than an application, and utilizing a new tool called N-Watch, which allows us to track plant available nitrogen over time at a point in the field as a management tool for a farmer.
When you talk about specific points, so are we looking at it now, say, before anhydrous application, or are we talking about it even at planting time, just all times of the year, really?
If I could have someone utilize the tool, the best way to utilize it would be right before harvest or right after harvest. After harvest is easier, there's no crop. Right. Is to go out and take an inventory of residual nitrogen. Now, the reason I would suggest that, if the crop didn't utilize all the nitrogen, now a farmer would have another reason to use a cover crop, is to try to capture that residual nitrogen before it gets away, because residual nitrogen after harvest in the nitrate form, I'm pretty confident will not be there in March or April of next year. So we have a reason to capture. That would be a great time to start. Then take periodic samples between now and the soil freezing, maybe one other testing time, and then when the ground thaws in the spring, start sampling about once a month or after a significant rain event, so that we can start tracking that nitrogen the farmer applies for the crop to see if it's still there and the concentration. Now, it's not a replacement for a nitrogen recommendation system. It's only one point in a field. It doesn't give you permission for VRT nitrogen, but I tell you what, it'll add a whole new dimension for making nitrogen decisions when you can start monitoring nitrate and ammonium over time.
It's interesting, and hopefully this isn't too offbeat of a question, but I hear so much about nitrogen and just how valuable it is all parts of the year. It seems to be a seller's market, and so, especially as a cooperative, is there a balance in making sure that it is available and affordable for the farmers to have? Because if it is in such demand, it could almost get to a point where it's no longer price competitive, and then nobody's winning in a case like that.
No, I think nitrogen will always be at a price point that will be affordable, or the farmers will simply use less of it. And if they look at nitrogen as a management system, as I've told you, and they utilize the tool, and they even go beyond that, there are some other tools such as N-rate studies, I can tell you with a high level of confidence that the farmers will start to learn on their farm, in their fields, how much nitrogen they need, and just in doing that may change or alter the rate they apply over time. And they'll be optimizing their harvest yield at the same time. We've done work over 5 years with farmer field trials, and over those 5 years we've had between 13, 15 bushels per acre advantage for the farmers that went from a one-time application to a multiple application, including that post-applied nitrogen.
Even at $3 corn, that's $40 per. I mean, you just keep multiplying that.
Yeah, it's not about $7 corn, hey, let's do this. What we're driving is the managing nitrogen as a system brings Mom to center stage. Minimize environmental impact by optimizing harvest yields because we need to sustain this program somehow, and we're going to do it through farm profitability, and maximize input utilization because of trying to be good stewards of our natural resources, such as the fertilizers that we use. We need high sustainable yields over time.
And some people strip till, some people no till, some people may till the cows come home. I don't know, but hopefully that can work in any situation.
It can, and I think it's up to the grower, the farmer themselves. And we have some very well-educated farmers with a lot of experience. They can capitalize their knowledge and work with their local consultants, their ag retailers, their FS crop specialists, anybody they want to, but now they have a new set of tools to start to experiment, and it's that experimentation that will move us to the next level. It won't come out of a textbook. It won't come out of a research paper. It's going to come from the farm gate is where the next dimension will be.
So Growmark obviously has a large footprint. I know that Illinois is going to take significant strides toward the amount of nutrient loss reduction that's going to take place over time. I think Iowa already has a plan in place. Are there other states that can show examples of this, and how much of Illinois can it be a front runner?
Okay, every state in the upper Mississippi River Basin has or soon will have a nutrient reduction strategy in place for their growers. In Illinois, I have to compliment the group that put that together. Their title is the Illinois Nutrient Loss Reduction Strategy. So the focus of the title is on reducing loss, not reducing nutrient. Now, so with that said, within the next couple of weeks, Illinois EPA will be releasing the document. I want to compliment Marcia Wilhite in her efforts with that. I want to compliment Mark David and his work pulling that together as a document. But remember, this is just a document. It's not the end to the problems. It's not the solution to the problem. It's just a document that provides us with tools the farmer can use that have been peer reviewed. We need to use those tools in what I would call a nutrient utilization strategy, and combine together, Illinois farmers can maintain ownership of nutrient management.
Was that a challenge given the length of the state and the different land values and the productivity, southern, central to northern? Did that throw extra variables into the equation?
No, I don't think it did, because there's only a finite amount of peer-reviewed research, and that research is not segregated at the state level. So when people read this document, they have to understand that it's research that's been combined and peer-reviewed, of course, so it's been vetted, and it may or may not fit their farming operation. Now, I would like to say that when it's open in the next couple of weeks, I really encourage farmers and those people involved and want to be involved with this strategy to make sure they submit their comments, because when it comes out in a couple of weeks, it'll be open for comment review, and you can send those to the Illinois EPA.
So you're the director in a cooperative that reaches, in some cases, maybe more than 40 states. Are there regional folks who answer to you that are working on different nutrient loss reduction strategies in different parts of the country?
No, my job is to inspire, is to introduce, and to work with groups that want to start up some of these projects. We have a co-op in Indiana that's embracing N-Watch. We have one in Ohio. We're aggressively starting the program of N-Watch in Ontario, Canada, and I work with those groups.
Okay. Where do people need to go to learn more? Because there are a lot of resources out there, and a lot of people talk about nitrogen. So where do they go from your standpoint? My suggestion is, if you want to learn more about these programs, the general place of reviewing them would be first off, if you work with an FS member cooperative, go to them, visit with a crop specialist. If you're beyond that, you're working with the other ag retailers, go to the Illinois Council for Best Management Practices website, and they are ones that will have the license to N-Watch, and they will be issuing silos or places where ag retailers can get the information, secure it, have it be private, and participate in the program as well. Thanks, Howard. And so how did you like Kansas City and talking to farm broadcasters? And hopefully you didn't have to explain too much, because we're all ag reporters, as opposed to you probably do some with other folks who aren't necessarily familiar with the farm. But how's the experience been talking to folks?
It's been a great experience. I had an opportunity last night to experience Kansas City barbecued pork ribs, and I'm really taking a good experience home with me.
Where'd you go?
just across the street.
Jack Stack.
Yes, I did. A wonderful experience, and it's been great visiting with all the broadcasters, and thank you for letting me have some time.
Howard Brown from Growmark. The Jack Stack barbecue isn't too shabby, but the Arthur Bryant's I had on Wednesday was fantastic. And we'll be looking soon for the Illinois Nutrient Reduction Loss Strategy that hopefully will come out pretty soon. We've been anticipating its arrival for quite a while now, and it should be out sometime still this month. Stay tuned. We'll have more next on Good Time Oldies 1290 and 102.7 WIRL and 1290WIRL.com.